So, Leroy, did you see the videos yesterday? I sent it to you. I don't know if you watched it, but did you see Mike Tyson? I mean, he's putting out some more training videos, and he looks good. I mean, he is looking ferocious.
Nobody's hitting back, dude.
I don't care, man. This guy is looking like an absolute monster. He is training hard.
Still got it.
Still got it, man.
For what?
I don't know. He's got those patented uppercuts and body shots that he's always had. The head movement. I mean, he's looking. This is what he said. He told this was according to his coach, Rafael Cordero, he coaches MMA. He's known for some guys. Let me tell you what, that Fabricio Verdum didn't look too good this past week. Whew. Why do they avoid on the broadcast saying that Fabricio Verdum just got off a steroid suspension? It's so odd. Like they're like, I'll tell you, this Fabricio Verdum, he's looking a little rusty. It's like, yeah, because he's not on steroids. Like he physically looks terrible. Like Joe Rogan's like, yeah, he physically just doesn't look right. It's like, well, yeah, he just got off an anabolic steroid suspension, 2 years.
That's like Brock Lesnar,
right?
When he looks lethargic. What are you doing?
Oh, I just found it weird. Like, why is it something that the UFC cannot address? Like, it's not a secret that he was suspended. They suspended him.
I mean,
Jordan.
It's kind of one of those things that we all know, but nobody's going to say anything. Football, they won't even hesitate.
So
back from a suspension.
Yep. So Tyson, this is according to his coach, he says his motivation is to stage exhibition bouts to raise money for charity. Tyson said on a live Facebook stream, "That's all I've been doing is getting into shape. I feel unstoppable now. I feel the same again. The gods of war ignited my ego. I want to go to war again. Imagine if I went out there and fought, I could help all the people that we talked about."
How about this? Okay, let's back it up a notch. Could you imagine a guy going into the ring with that type of ferociousness, saying it's for the kids?
It's for the kids.
That didn't look like charity boxing, a charity boxing event.
Well, what does that look like? What does charity boxing look like? Does it look a little bit more sophisticated?
It doesn't look as Viking-like.
Well, what do you imagine Mike Tyson's comeback looks like? Because we got the report last week where bare knuckle fighting offered him $20 million. Did he see that offer and say, maybe I put out a few more hype videos, see if they up the ante?
No chance.
What do you mean no chance?
But okay, you saw that Mike Tyson.
Yep.
And you see your boy Let's Go Champ.
Yep.
What happens if they boxed?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. Shannon hasn't fought in 5 years.
All right.
Shannon hasn't fought in 5 years. He's 48 years old. Mike Tyson's 53. I think it's a great fight.
Shannon's never moved that fast.
Oh, Shannon's fast, dude. Shannon's fast. Okay. He's ridiculously fast. I'm telling you, because the thing is, we only see goofy Shannon and Let's Go Champ Shannon in studio. I've been in the locker room with Game Time Shannon before he's about to go knock a fool out. That's different.
No,
that's different.
Of course.
That's different.
Oh, and you mean Tyson doesn't have Game Time too?
He does, but he hasn't fought in a decade?
Here. Let's think about this. When Shannon was at his prime, heavyweight champ of the world.
Yep.
He was champ.
Yeah,
right?
He wasn't when Tyson was.
When Tyson was the champ, people were afraid to fight him.
Yes. No, I'm not comparing their careers.
Okay.
I'm not comparing their careers.
No. I'm just they're boxing.
If you saw Tyson come back though, wouldn't you want him to fight somebody like that in his age range? More so than have him do an exhibition bout against some hillbilly young guy who's like, bringing the newspaper to the octagon or to the ring or whatever the hell it is.
No. It's got to be here. Because if he were to do it, it would have to be with somebody that could get everybody paid. It's not just look. It's prize fighting, and you can call it whatever you want. If the money ain't right, them guys ain't fighting. That's why I think the $20 million is Fugazi.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You think it's Fugazi because they don't think he'll say yes?
I think it's kind of like that. Who's gonna name the
Bang
the
Bros
arena?
Center? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like that.
I heard it's legit. I heard I got word on the street. I got ears to the ground. I said that it's legit, and that they got the offer in hand to Mike Tyson. It wasn't like they just threw it out there. Because you know what happened? I tell you what happened that week. What happened was the president of BKFC, he got like 300 followers on Twitter, right? Mm-hmm. So what happened was a troll account. They changed their account. You know, like how people fake Woj and fake Schefter. Yeah. Well, they fake Feldman. They fake David Feldman. Everybody, because they had like more followers than he did. So they just changed their handle to the guy's name, and they said, agreed upon, Mike Tyson versus Shannon Briggs. Now, here's the problem. Nobody knows that this is not his Twitter account because who knows what David Feldman's Twitter account is? No disrespect. He's the president of BKFC. Not everybody knows him walking down the street. He ain't Dana White. He's not Bob Arum. He ain't Don King. Okay? So when they say, oh, okay, now all the media reports are running with it. Now, when Shannon Briggs sees this,
he doesn't know that.
He's going to run with it, and now he thinks he's fighting Tyson, where the original agreement was Tyson's allowed to pick his opponent. And so maybe Tyson doesn't want to fight Shannon Briggs. Although, if you were Mike Tyson, wouldn't it be better for you to come back? Do you want him to just win against anybody? Or would you rather him fight somebody that has a name, who can play a great heel? I mean, we know Shannon can be a bad guy, knocking off Vladimir Klitschko off the wakeboard. And then it's like, oh, look at him. He beat somebody. He beat somebody we knew.
I know who I don't want to see him fight. Evander Holyfield.
Yeah, I don't want to see those either. Like, I don't want to see him fight Lennox Lewis. I don't really want to see him fight Evander Holyfield. I don't want to see those old matches that I saw back in the day.
You didn't
Not
really
into
see
it.
him.
A grudge match? De Niro against Stallone?
They all happened too late. All those fights.
Yeah.
With Tyson.
Definitely. The gods of war are speaking, and I want to go to war again. Okay. This is gonna be like is he just a whisper away from I'm gonna eat your heart, I'm gonna take your children?
Yes.
He's getting back there.
Because guess what? If he fought Shannon, right, and they start jawing, you know he gonna lose it.
How close is he to spinal?
I don't know. All I hope for is let's do it in an organization where we don't do testing. Hey, yeah. let's have some fun, everybody. Did you see this story? So this is this was over the weekend. I guess Doug Williams had a.
Somebody said Evander already can't keep his mask on because of Tyson.
Point for Texter.
So did you see this story this weekend with Mitchell with DeShaun Watson, Leroy? Did you see?
No,
see this?
I did not.
Okay, so this was so Doug Williams. He talked to somebody named John Feinstein, who was asking about the Bears declining the fifth-year option on Mitchell Trubisky, who they chose ahead of Patrick Mahomes and DeShaun Watson. And Doug Williams, he said, he was asked where Mahomes and Watson would have gone if they were white. And Doug Williams said, quote, ahead of Trubisky, ahead of number 2. Absolutely, he answered. So this is Doug Gottlieb. He hosts on Fox Sports Radio after the herd. And he says, this is beyond idiotic. The idea the league evaluates a QB on race in 2020 is just dumb. Disconnected and bitterness from 40-year-old transgressions. Trubisky isn't as good as Watson and Mahomes. The Bears evaluated them all and missed. That's it. And so DeShaun Watson commented and says, the Bears, and then in caps, never once talked to me. So when Gottlieb says they evaluated them all, Mahomes is saying, or DeShaun Watson saying, not the case. Now, there is a little bit of a wrinkle because somebody dug up some comments from the Rich Eisen show back when Watson was drafted, and he asked him the teams that he had talked to. He did say that on the phone he spoke with the Bears, but I don't know if he ever did in person, and I don't know if that's a real legit meeting or not.
If you're taking a quarterback second, and here's what I mean here's the same thing I said about the Dolphins. Don't fall in love with a guy, fall in love with a situation, and you evaluate the hell out of the position you want. So if there's 5 quarterbacks available, you evaluate all 5 of them, even though you may like one or you may prefer one.
Right.
The fact that all they did was have a phone conversation with DeShaun Watson, and they had workouts, extensive workouts with Mitch Trubisky and Patrick Mahomes, means that, no, they did not take him seriously as a quarterback, the most important position on the field. So if they talk to him, right, that's not the same as evaluating the position. Okay, what do you want to see from a quarterback? I want to see if he can throw. I want to see if his arm is strong enough. I want to see if we give him some film, if he can read a defense. I want to see all these things. I don't want to just have a damn conversation with him. That means you're not taking him serious. So for anybody to think, and I'm not going to even say the reasons as to why, okay, people can come to that, I'm not necessarily going to do that, but based on where they are now, they probably should have kicked the tires on all the quarterbacks, the highly rated quarterbacks, who, by the way, okay, you decided to take a quarterback from North Carolina instead of the quarterback that just won the national championship. You didn't even kick the tires on that guy?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's not only all that. I mean, you do that, but Patrick Mahomes went like 5-7 with Texas Tech. He was a mediocre, like as far as win-loss record with Texas Tech.
Okay, but that's fine. But if you justify, if you had the workouts and the conversations with Patrick Mahomes and never even had the same workouts with DeShaun Watson, they better tell us why. Oh, we weren't interested.
I don't even know what.
Wait, because everybody in the country been watching this guy for the last 2 years on national TV, on the national stage, beating the best teams in the country.
Well, the funny thing too is, the interesting thing is that we're at a point where you have. I mean, how many of the best quarterbacks anymore are even like white guys? Like, not many. But if you look at a lot of their paths, a lot of them aren't the prototypical top 5 guy taken,
right?
Either.
But still, if and here's all I would say about it: if DeShaun Watson was Trevor Lawrence, would he have gone second?
Probably. That's what Doug Williams is saying.
Right, but that's my point. So if we can come to that conclusion without even having all the facts, because the guy's numbers speak for themselves.
Isn't the obvious one of most recent is Lamar Jackson? Because remember, Lamar Jackson had to like basically convince people to let him work out at quarterback.
Yes,
even though he didn't.
But somebody put that out there and people just ran with it as far as him not playing quarterback. When, look, again, if you're evaluating a player, you first evaluate him as a quarterback before you suggest something like that. You see what I mean? You don't not see what the guy can do and then all of a sudden say, hey, how about playing wide receiver before you even work them out?
Yeah.
So that's so maybe he had enough talent and I guess Baltimore deemed that, look, this guy's got enough talent at this position that his athleticism will make up for him not being able to throw for 5,000 yards. And guess what? He just won the MVP. So again, if you keep having these things happen, right? If you keep seeing all the theories behind what you're thinking is not accurate, then don't you have to change if you want to be a winning team?
Somebody's asking if we count Mahomes as white or a brother.
Do they speak of half a brother? To half a brother? Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you had Jameis not that long ago, number 1 overall. You had Cam Newton go number 1 overall. But those are like more pocket. Those are different quarterbacks.
Kyler Murray went number 1 overall last year.
I forgot about Kyler Murray. Wow.
Kyler Murray. So yeah. I mean, but in that draft, there's only 3 quarterbacks. Was there any other quarterbacks in the first round in that draft?
In the Kyler Murray draft?
No, in the 2017.
2017.
It was Mitch, it was Mahomes, and it was Watson.
Yeah.
Those were the 3.
But I remember at the time, everyone said Mitch Trubisky was the best one.
Let me get this straight. Right? You have the second pick of the draft, by the way, which you traded up for reasons unknown.
One spot up.
Traded one spot up, and you traded with a team. There was a team in the league knocking the door down to get Mitch Trubisky, and you traded up for him. That's a bad move in itself. Okay? But 2, there's only 3 real quarterbacks that could be considered for that pick, and you don't even kick the tires on all 3 of them?
You didn't even do a Zoom with DeShaun Watson?
Nothing. Think about how ridiculous that sounds. It wasn't like this year where you had a boatload of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe if you worked out 4 of the guys that you deemed to like, but just had conversations with the other 3, then you could see that. Right? But there's only 3 quarterbacks, and you chose not to work out one of the guys who's like you picked. You had 3 chances. 3 chances. So it's like if you playing the cup game, and I put beads in 2 of the cups, you pick the empty cup.
Yep.
Because everybody else is happy with their guy.
It doesn't even seem like you watched where the other cups were swirling around in the game.
Right, you didn't watch it. You just tried to winged it.
Man, I love that game at Marlins games where they would put the baseball under the cap on the old video board, and you have to guess. Oh, what a fun game!
You seem like you are easily distracted at a baseball game. Well, hell, what am I saying? What like?
Hey, man!
Hey, like, come on! Like, only Tobin could go to a baseball game, complain about the size of the beer. These beers are huge.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, how about? I'll tell you another one that Robbie. You remember the old Billy the Marlin jet ski race?
Oh,
those were the days. Those were the days.
Yeah.
And then end up in the Cleveland pool. Right.
Like,
nothing to do with Bay. Hey, I went to the game last night. I'm soaking wet, but I brought extra clothes.
we're back after this.